remember to hit the record button. Want to start?
Okay, so it is like actually
10 o'clock Thursday night?
10 o'clock-ish. So my classes were combined today. So it's every other day that they're combined. I didn't really talk to the new teacher much today. But my best thing of the day was that there's this little kid in my class, and yesterday he came up to me and was like, teacher, like I mentioned in yesterday's video. Well, today I learned that my mentor teacher, he has never called her by teacher. Like, he's never addressed her in any way. But he says Dee or like, which are the helpers of the classroom. They like clean up and whatnot, and like change the kids' diapers and all sorts of different things. But anyways, so he had said Dee and was like talking to the Dee today, and my mentor teacher was like, he doesn't say teacher. He's never said teacher. He doesn't know teacher. I was like, actually, yesterday he came up to me and was like, teacher, and like all excited, and so I felt kind of bad, but also really, like, it really made me feel good inside. And then also, there's this one little kid who doesn't talk a whole lot, and I can never really get him to like say much, or if he does, I can't hear him, or he just looks at me. And I don't remember what. Oh yeah, so they've got some Teletubby toys in their classroom, and he was playing with those. And so there's like the red one, the purple one, the yellow one. I don't know what all colors there are. Yeah, green one. Anyways, so he was playing with them, and he like made them go down the slide, and then he slid down the slide in their classroom. But so I grabbed the Teletubbies and like made him tell me what the colors are. And I've tried this before, but every time he would just stare at me and like wouldn't say a word, so finally I would just give up and give it to him. But today he actually told me the colors. It was very quiet, and it took a little bit to get there, but he did tell me the colors, so that was super exciting for me. And other than that, we just played all day. We played with Play-Doh today, which the color of the week is red. So the Play-Doh was kind of a reddish color, but she had mixed it with white, so it kind of looked pinkish. And it was extremely sticky, and it was a pain in the butt to get off my hands. But it was kind of fun to see them playing with the Play-Doh.
So I didn't have to go swimming today. That was cool. But so we started off our morning with music. That's what we do on Thursday mornings. And so we did our good morning song and we did like wash your hands. We did our jungle song. And then they did the hokey pokey. And so you go through,
It's
you
so
know, the
fun.
hand in, the hand out, the hand in, the hand out. And instead of you do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around, they say you do yourself a boogie and you turn yourself around. Which I just thought was hysterical, because you do yourself a boogie. I don't know, it was just funny. But they colored giraffes, and then they colored the finger puppets that I made, which was cool, but kind of, it wasn't exactly what I had planned. Like, I was just gonna let them color the finger puppets, but they're very strict about what colors they want used on what pictures in my class. And so they were only allowed to color the elephant blue and only allowed to color the hippo pink. Like, it could not be any color. They were blue and they were pink. And they're very strict about it, and it's very strange. Very different from how we do things at home, where if they color the picture, that's awesome. But, so they did that, and they get to take them home tomorrow. Otherwise, I mean, pretty much just played. The best part of my day was first thing this morning. I have a student who's developmentally delayed in my class, and so drop-offs are usually a little bit rough for him. Not too bad. Mondays are the worst, but I don't blame him because Mondays. But he does tend to get a little emotional. But he ran right up. I got down on his level, and he ran up to me, and I picked him up, and we waved goodbye to mom and dad, and he blew him kisses, kinda. They're kinda kisses. And he kind of started to fuss a little bit, and then we just said, wave bye, and so he did. And then he was good, and we swang for about 30 seconds, then it was time to go in. But, so that was really cool that he ran right up to me. Some of the kids first thing in the morning still don't really acknowledge me. It's my two youngest. They're twins, I have a boy and a girl, and the girl does not really acknowledge me in the mornings, and like we were wearing matching dresses today, and she still was not, on accident, but she was still not impressed with me. And then she warms up to me as the day goes by, but first thing in the morning does not acknowledge me at all. So having this child run up to me and be excited to see me was very cool. And then, the rest of the day passed as normal. The rest of the school day passed as normal.
I guess one other thing that was kind of exciting for me today is reading time. So I don't ever know what I've said before, but reading time usually doesn't go so well. The kids often try to read in the mornings, but that's playtime, and so they're not allowed to. But in the afternoon is when it's reading time, and usually they have no interest. Well, especially when the classes are combined. But this new teacher, like I said, I haven't really talked to her much, but she's much stricter, and you do this, or there is no other option. And so she made all the kids sit down and take out a book, and it actually went really well. This little kid sat on my lap, and I was able to read an entire book to him with him sitting on my lap. And then he went and got a different book and sat directly in front of me, and we read it over and over and over. But for probably good 30 minutes, I just kept reading him a book. And so that was really exciting, and all the other kids did pretty well with it also. But I'll let Holby tell this next story.
So, we have had a bus driver. Well, this is our third guy now?
Yeah.
So we have a bus that picks us up in the morning and takes us to school. So they drop us off at Mother Care, and then he takes the other three to Orchid Garden. And then when he picks us up, he picks up the three at Orchid Garden, then he comes and picks up the 6 of us at 2. So today, we get out there to the bus, and it's a different bus. It was like a van. And it's a different driver. But the other 3 are sitting in it. So we get in, and we're headed home. And we're about halfway there, and he turns on, Akon. He turns on an Akon song. So we all get excited because we know this song, and it's home and whatnot. So we're singing along and jamming. And so, it's going really well, and then we get into Tamel, and there's a bit of a traffic jam. There's a big box van doing something. We don't know what they were doing, but they were blocking the entire road. And roads here are not wide. You should drive 1 car at a time down these roads. And they fit 3 cars and 20 motorcycles. And I don't know how they do it. But so we hit this traffic jam, and everyone honks their horn. It's how they communicate. It's not usually road ragey and angry. But we'd been sitting there for
a good while.
I think we made it through I'm a Bee by Black Eyed Peas, sitting there in traffic. And so we get around this box van, and then we're still just sitting there because there are cars in front of us trying to go opposite, but they can't because the people behind us are taking up the road to go around the box van. So nobody can move. We're complete gridlock. on this one-way street. One-lane street that goes 6 directions. So, he lays on the horn once, he gives it a good honk, and he pulls up pretty sharply, and nobody really moves. So he lays on the horn and floors it and throws a moped, nobody was on it, fortunately, but throws a moped into the wall with the bus and just goes. And so people are like scrambling to get out of the way. And so like this is what he does for a good 100 feet. He's just laying on the horn, going, and if you're in the way, you get hit. We hit 3 motorcycles today. We almost hit a people. I was afraid we were going to hit a dog. And so we go, and we make this complete detour to get back to the hotel instead of staying on the main road because he hit 3 motorcycles and, like, didn't stop to even pick them up. Like, it was totally intentional. He took them out. And people are, like, watching as we go by with, like, really shocked looks on their faces, and so we're, like, trying not to make eye contact so we don't get, like, beat up on the street later because our driver was a maniac. But, so, he's playing a song by Daddy Yankee, which is just ridiculous for the road rage that was happening at the moment. And so we get home, we take this huge detour onto streets that, like, we didn't even know existed to get back to the hotel. We all bail, like, run out of the van, and we all say thank you very politely, and we get inside, and we're standing there watching through the window as he gets out a cloth and buffing cream and is buffing the paint, the scraped on paint from these motorcycles off the van. And they're, like, dents now all over the place, and it was interesting. That was probably the most road rage I think I've ever seen in my life.
It's kind of hilarious, though.
It was so funny. And so Brooke, Becca, and I are in the backseat cracking up. Like, it was hysterical.
We were trying to, like,
keep it down.
Yeah.
And Brad was, like, having the time of his life. Chancey was just kind of, like, not digging it. And the 3 in the front seat were terrified. Because they could see what was coming. And all we knew was, like, thunk, there's a motorcycle, and thunk, we just hit a bag of something on this side. Crunk, we hit a temple. We curb checked a temple. And we'd hit something and everyone would boom, boom, and it was good. It was a good time. That was probably the most exciting vehicle ride I've had since we've been here. And he's, like, whipping in and out of the traffic. It was ridiculous. I hope we have him tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
Especially because morning traffic is not particularly great either.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Not as bad as it was on, like, Ring Road.
Right.
But it's not, I mean, it's definitely morning traffic. It's not a walk in the park. But it was funny. But so we get home, and then we went for a little walk. We went to the stone shop that a lot of us have been visiting. This guy hand-carves stones into various designs, and he's phenomenal. And a bunch of people had ordered commissioned stones, so we picked up a bunch of them today. And then we went down to a little tea shop, and I bought half the store's worth of incense until I couldn't smell anymore. And, like, postcards. Went home, and then we went back to dinner, and we went to dinner at a place called Fire and Ice, which is a pizza joint. I say joint, but it's a pizzeria.
Gone to before.
Go ahead.
Oh, you were doing good. But, no, we went there sometime last week. I don't remember.
I don't either. Like Wednesday, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. But anyways, it was actually pretty good, and so we wanted to go back. Well, anyways, long story short is we ordered food, we ate the food, and then we waited forever for the guy to even come back so we could ask for a check.
Because you have to ask for the check. If you don't ask, they don't bring it to you.
And then Taylor, a girl with us, like, asked the guy, and he said yes, and then
didn't come back.
And so finally we asked for the check again, and they're like, well, you gotta go up to the front or whatever and pay. So we go up there, come to find out it's all on one ticket, and there was 9 of us. And they had said that we were all one table, even though we were 2. And when we ordered, they
said we were
2 tables. So, you know, we thought that there was 4 of us on one table that were going to pay, and then the rest of them are going to pay. So it was super confusing and ridiculous trying to figure out how much we owed. So we finally all calculated each of our parts because we looked at a menu. Come to find out, there's, what is it,
So there's a 10% gratuity charge and then a 13% tax.
For each item.
Per item.
So that was completely ridiculous. It ended up being like twice as much as we initially thought for everybody.
We paid 3,500 rupees, which is like $35 in America. It was nothing. I had lasagna, and Sage had gnocchi, and Brooke and Taylor had a pizza, and we shared 2 orders of garlic bread and plus drinks for $35. Like, it's not bad.
But it was
obnoxious.
Still, yes, very obnoxious because we thought it was going to be way cheaper than that. And it was just so bad. We were all so mad, and then we just all vowed that we were not going back.
Yeah, we all kind of joked about just, like, dine and dash, but none of us, I mean, obviously none of us did, and it was totally teasing. But it reached the point where some of us were just kind of, like, would they notice if
they actually never gave us the ticket. We asked for it, and
we never actually saw an itemized receipt.
Yeah,
we had to calculate it based on the So that was obnoxious. That was really obnoxious, actually.
And then after dinner, some of the people went to Himalayan Java Coffee, which is like a little
Starbucks thing.
Which is fairly close, but so they went there, and Holby and I kind of wandered onto this street. I don't know where it was, but
I have no idea. No, we were walking back to the hotel, and I decided let's go down this road. It was a bad idea. So we go down this road, right, and then there's like this like other side road, and I can't even remember why we decided to go down. Oh, I thought it connected. I thought it was a connecting street to get us like back home. It was not. It took us into like
little shop area,
and the main store was that really expensive
like luggage coat.
Yeah.
I don't even know what all it had, but it looked.
It's super expensive.
Yeah.
If I remember what it's called, I'll say it. Anyway, so we're in this area, and we're like trying to turn around to walk back, but all the shopkeepers were just sitting down in there, and they're like, no, go look, we give you a good price, and like they were very pushy, so we just kind of went and looked. And Brooke was looking at a little singing bowl, and so the guy offered a price, and we were told, you're supposed to haggle, because you can typically get whatever product you want for less than they offer, and you probably should try. So he offers a price, and I'm trying to like figure out how to convey to Brooke, like, you should offer this much, but also ask, like, do you have this bill? Or are you going to offer this amount and still have to give them 1,000 rupees and be like, oh, no, I only have this much money, sorry. And so I used my excellent Spanish skills that would probably get me laughed out of Mexico, because I couldn't think of the word that I wanted, so I picked the next closest thing to ask Brooke if she had this bill.
At first, I didn't hear her. Like, I thought she was just mumbling to herself. And then I don't know what she did, but she's like, Brooke, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, yeah.
So shout out to Profe for that one. It was not great, but it worked, and that's what's important.
Yes.
But then so I'm trying to like distract this guy so Brooke can get the money out of her wallet, and I'm asking about these wall hanging tapestry things that I think are really pretty anyway. And so I was like asking questions, trying to distract from Brooke, and she left the store anyway, so it wasn't a problem. But so, we look at a couple, and he pulls out one, and it's gigantic. Like, it would cover any bedroom wall I think I could ever have. It was huge. I mean, it was probably this big. It was ridiculous. But so I asked if they had it, like, medium size, like, smaller, and they did. And then they also had purple and blue elephant lotus one. And so he says usually they're 6,700? 6,700 rupees, but for you I would do 3,000. Because it's the down season and like tourists aren't buying and whatever. And so I'm like, maybe not. And so he's like, well, what price in your heart? What price do you want to pay? And I was thinking like 500 rupees, but I knew that wasn't going to happen.
All right.
That was a monkey.
Oh, yeah. Before Holby continues, we totally saw more monkeys on the way to Fire and Ice. And it's funny because Ty was with us, who's the one who got attacked. Well, almost.
He got ambushed by a monkey.
Yeah. But anyways, continue on.
Okay. But so I'm trying to like think about it, and I was definitely like dragging my feet because I liked it and it's pretty, but I didn't know if I wanted to spend 3,000 rupees on it because that's $30, and like I didn't think it was worth $30. Like it's very pretty, don't get me wrong. But so finally he's like, what in your heart? You just tell me. It's okay. And so I pulled out my little wad of money with like 250s and a bunch of 20s in it, so that they could see like I didn't have big bills. And then I pulled out my passport and did not let them see it. But I had like, I think I'm only down to like 5,000. Well, I was at 5,000 rupees. And so he just kind of kept pestering, and I kept dragging my feet. I'm like, I could do 2,000. And he's like, or I think I said 20. He's like, I could do 20 or 2. I don't remember. And he's, for you, okay, no more bargaining. And so then he told Brooke same price for the original one we looked at, which was a giant like tree of life with an elephant. It's really pretty. So we got 2 tapestries. I think we probably could have gone to 1,500, but I only had $1,000 bills on me. I didn't have any like medium-sized bills, and so if Brooke hadn't gotten a tapestry, I had no excuse for not offering him 2. You know, and so I wish we could like share a brain.
Yes, I know. I told her that in the store when they were talking amongst themselves. I was like, I really wish we could share a brain right now.
Because that would have been really convenient. Because I think we got gypped a little bit. I mean, they're very pretty, but I think we probably could have gotten them for 15.
We were walking back home, and like there's a shop not very far from the hotel that has a bunch of tapestries, and like Colby's like, I kind of want to just go ask how much this is. Then we're both thinking about it. We're like, nope, we're just gonna let this go.
Because if they say, you know, like 4,000 and we could talk him down to 3, like obviously I won here. But if they're like, oh, 1,000 rupees, I'm gonna hate myself. Because obviously you can't return it. So we're just gonna let that go. But we did get a little lost. Trying to get home from this store. I definitely thought it would lead us into Tamil, and it was leading us away from Tamil.
Yep.
It took us into Kathmandu, and so we thought we needed to go right, because we thought it was taking us farther, what? I don't know my directions here. The other direction. And so we just kept walking in a straight line until we found like one of the main highways here. It's not a highway, but main roads. And the only reason I knew we were coming home is because there's this really old bridge, and there's a really worn down sign that says Banana Lassie and Coffee Shop. And we always pass it when we're coming home. And you have to go left to pass it from where we were standing. So we start walking left and found one of the streets in Tamel, and we were walking down the street and still didn't know where we were. Like, we knew we were in Tamel, but that was it. That's all we knew. Until we passed like a glassware shop. I'm like, oh, I recognize that, and Brooke laughed at me. But they're very pretty, the glassware stuff. But so I'm like, yeah, because this is there, and that's there, and this is here. And so we finally get back to like the main square, and Brooke's like, oh, the Coca-Cola store, I know where we are. But so we finally got home, and just kind of hung out downstairs with everyone for a while. Talked about singing bowls and how everyone wants to like change public education for the better because it sucks right now. Just kind of talking and hanging out. So it was really cool. I think tomorrow we have a meeting with Nikki when we get home from school. Not sure what about. We have a meeting with Samara and all of our teachers for the research project during tea time tomorrow. So that'll be interesting. I think it might be a little awkward. Because I have questions, but I don't want to like throw anyone under the bus. Because most of my questions regard my special needs child. Not that my teachers are doing anything wrong. They're absolutely fantastic. My theory is that they don't, have a specialized training program for working with special needs children. I think it's a you learn as you go type thing. I just don't think they have access to that. And so they're doing what they have learned, like they're trying their best, and it's just very different from what we would do at home. And so I want to ask about that, but I don't want to like throw my teachers under the bus just in case, because we still have a week, and I don't want them to hate me for a week. But then we have a meeting with Nikki when we get home about something.
Yeah, I have no idea. She didn't say.
Okay, I didn't think so. And then Saturday we're gonna go check out the children's homes. There are a couple of orphanages here, which make me really sad, but we're gonna go check them out. Sunday is basically
kind
a
of
free day. We're gonna see about maybe going back to the singing bowl shop. Maybe. It's gonna get expensive, but I really want one. And then Monday is a free day. Tuesday is a free day.
After school.
After school. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday evenings are free. Although it sounds like we're going to try to go check out a new restaurant out in Kathmandu at some point. And then Wednesday is a free night. Thursday we have a going away party. Our primary, he's not our host, I guess, but he's our tour guide. He said, like, I guess he throws a going away party for us that should be pretty cool Thursday night. And then Friday we head home. I think the general consensus is that everyone is ready to go home. Not because anybody particularly wants to leave, but because, like, we just miss things from home. Like nice beds.
And Wi-Fi.
And Wi-Fi. And I snorted water on Tuesday on accident. I was showering and got it up my nose. And there's a ton of sulfur in it, so, like, that soft mucusy part of, like, my nose and throat has been super irritated yesterday and today. So I would love to, like, have water that if I inhale it, because I'm an idiot, it's not going to make me want to die for longer than, 2 minutes.
But Holby's still alive from drinking her peach tea, so that's a win-win right there.
Yeah, I didn't die, so life's good. I'm going to drink more of those. Maybe. Yeah, we were told that this week was going to go pretty slow, probably.
But
I
it's
feel like
gone
this
the
week went pretty
fastest.
quick. Yeah.
Last week I felt like took forever.
Last week took forever.
But this week's gone by pretty fast. Like tomorrow's Friday, and I'm thinking to myself, "There's no way." Like,
And so, yeah.
no way.
And so getting to explore the children's homes on Saturday will help Saturday go by. And we've been really encouraged. So we were given 2 challenges by Nikki. One was to leave Tamel. I don't know if it was on purpose or I think it was on purpose. We're supposed to leave Tamel on purpose and go explore.
Yeah.
And bonus points if you take a taxi, which if we go to our singing bowl shop, we'll have to take a taxi because it's 2 hours away to walk on the interstate that I would not cross if my life depended on it because I would die
No.
halfway across the road. I'd rather just die in peace on one side. And so, and then the other challenge is to talk to a stranger and like get to know
Find
them.
out their whole life story practically.
And I'm not about it, but if I can find an interesting looking like person, maybe. I don't know. I don't do the talk to strangers thing. Usually they talk to me, and so I don't go out of my way to talk to strangers. But so we've been encouraged to really go out with like our mentor teachers was where I was trying to go with that. And so, like see if they'll take us shopping or take us to get like dressed up or, whatever. So Brooke and I have a couple of tactics we're going to try because we've both been kind of trying, but like everything we've done has backfired or just fallen flat. And so we're going to try a couple more.